We all remember where we were when Seto Kaiba, the man with the 3 blue eyes, the god complex, got absolutely humbled. In the history of anime, there is no I win button more iconic than the moment Yugi Muto assembled all 5 pieces of Bin 1. When those chains snapped and the screen turned gold, I wasn't just watching a cartoon, I was watching the birth of my lifelong obsession. Most kids wanted to be the hero with the dark magician. I wanted to be the guy who ended the game before my opponent ever took a turn. I became the weird win con guy. Hell, I used to run a deck consisting of Muka Muka, Enraged Muka Muka, and Infinite cards along with Pot of Greeds. But that's not the point of today's video. That single moment against Kaiba sent me on a decade-long rabbit hole. But as any veteran player knows, running a single copy of 5 specific cards in a 40-card deck as well, it's definitely a gamble. Then I discovered the Genesys format. For the uninitiated, Genesys tosses the standard and limited lists out the window in favour of a unique points or tiered system. And in this world, the rules changed. Suddenly I wasn't just hunting for one left leg of the Forbidden One. Genesys allowed me to do the unthinkable, running 3 full sets of Exodia in a 40 card deck. It wasn't just a deck anymore, it was a tactical nuke. Well, that's a theory anyway. In today's video, we're going to work out what is needed to pull off such an incredible feat. We're running my 40 card Genesys deck, which I use on my daily shorts. If you haven't already, do go check out, because they are definitely the most popular on my channel. Using the sample 5 card draw feature in the Master Duel deck builder, and we're going to attempt to get all 5 pieces and summon the Forbidden One. We're also going to be timing it, and I have painstakingly counted every single shuffle. It's a lot. So let's get into it.
Now, doing these sort of experiments, you never truly grasp just how quickly you can get the results that you wanted. For example, right here, I literally done it. Well, that's the end of the video. Be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Nah, just kidding. We need to see if that was a proper test. So, we'll restart the entire thing again and see if the Pharaoh himself was gracing us with enormous luck. If you can tell by the length of the video, he definitely did not this time. So right here, as we approach the 1 minute mark, we have drawn 131 hands. And still no Exodia. Now, I have been doing something very, very similar like this on my daily shorts. For those of you that watch those constantly, you'll know what I'm about to say next. But there is a 0.0369% chance of pulling Exodia in your first 5 starting card hand, or 1 in 2,707 draws. So with that in mind, you can kind of see where this video is going, right? There are definitely a couple times throughout this video where my eyes started to play tricks on me. It's a very late night session. You have that tiny box in the upper right there where you're concentrating so hard, but you're trying to do it quickly, and it just all starts to look the same. I'm not even going to lie to you. Now, obviously, the deck itself is based on my Genesys deck, which again, I do use on my shorts every day. I upload a different draw to try and get all 5 pieces in our hand. So at the 5 minute mark there, we hit 493 draws, or 98.2 draws a minute, or alternatively 1.637 draws a second, because I am flash. Now, obviously, back to the deck itself, it obviously has 3 of each piece of Exodia. We do have 2 Sangans, 2 Ashes, 2 Witch of the Black Forest, 2 Exodia Incarnates, 1 Pot of Greed, because that is a 30-point cost card. We then, of course, have 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, 2 Wabakus, 2 Mirror Forces, 2 Magic Cylinders, 2 Imperms, 3 Obliterates, and, of course, 2 Angel Statues. Now, this is in no way an absolutely amazing deck. This is what I first created when Genesys was first announced back in September of last year. And I've just kind of run with it, especially on my shorts, because obviously this isn't going into like official tournament play. Now, right here, I generally thought I had pulled it. I had 2 heads though. I just needed the 1 arm to replace one of them, and I would have successfully managed to get all 5 pieces. I was getting a little bit irritated at this point. My finger was hurting. Like I said, it was a late night. My eyes were straining, and yeah, it was not a fun time. So we are slowly approaching the 10 minute mark, and I can tell you at the 10 minute mark we hit 911 draws, which obviously correlates to 91.1 draws a minute, or 1.5 draws a second. Slightly slower than the 5 minute mark, because again, my hand was in agony. But see, the things I do for you guys, all right, I love making content. don't get me wrong. But when it starts to affect my finger health, you know, that's where things start going awry. You've also got to remember, right, this is for 3 of each piece of Exodia. Obviously, knowing what I went through for this video now, I dread to think what it would be like if I went for 1 of each piece. But don't worry, I did the calculations. They will be at the end of the video. Honestly, I found this experiment like very interesting in more ways than one. I learned a lot about myself and my persistence to carry on, but more importantly, the statistical anomaly that is Exodia. Speaking of statistics, there will be no more points throughout the rest of this video until we reach the end, where I tell you my draws per minute, and then my draws per second. So bear that in mind. Speaking of though, the draws, I had to painstakingly go frame by frame throughout this entire video in RAW during editing and count every single hand one by one. So at this point, we're 15 minutes in, my body's starting to give up a little bit on me, and I'm starting to be filled with instant regret. I was very adamant that I was just going to end the video and just completely forget about it. Like, unfortunately with me, that happens quite a lot, especially when I'm making content to upload, because I have a certain sort of perfectionist level. I want to make content that's going to be entertaining as well as informative at the same time, and I generally didn't know how this video was going to come out whilst I was recording this segment. But obviously, as you guys can see, in the end I persevered, and I was then at that point determined to get this video done for you. So obviously, if you made it this far in the video, I do have a question for you. If you could take one card off the forbidden list, off TCG, OCG, Master, whatever it is, drop it in the comments, because I'm very intrigued to know what you guys would unban and take off the forbidden list, even if it is just to 1 on the limited, or even 2 on the semi-limited. Okay, so right here, I had to stop my recording because I generally thought I had maybe missed it. So I then had to go back, re-watch the last sort of like 2 minutes of the segment, and I then started again because it was, again, just my eyes playing tricks on me. I was starting to get very, very tired at this point, honestly. But I do want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that has been watching my shorts in terms of this Exodia journey that I've been going on. It has been very, very humbling to see how many people join and comment and even subscribe as well, because obviously it's free to subscribe, but you don't generally have to do that. And it just means so much more to me. And again, another reason why I wanted to create this video. Right here, again, I thought I pulled it. We got 2 right arm of the forbidden ones, I think it was. Honestly, so freaking close, and at this point I knew that Exodia was right around the corner, so I just had to get through it. I just had to keep pushing, and I had to keep persevering in order to get this out. Obviously, if you guys have any ideas for content that you'd like to see me try, maybe you want me to try the 1 piece of each Exodia in a deck, which would be hella long, or anything like that, then do let me know. Drop it in the comment section. I'm always willing to try new things, and if it means bringing you guys to my channel, if it means you enjoy my content, then obviously feel free to let me know. Because at the end of the day, it's not just my channel as well, it's your channel. You guys are taking the time out of your day to watch it and to enjoy it. And honestly, that's just like my main goal, to bring content that everyone's going to enjoy. It may not always be Yu-Gi-Oh content, but that's my main focus on this channel. And ladies and gentlemen, just right here, we finally pulled it. We finally got Exodia. 25:38 is the time. Thank God for that. So let's go into the calculation, shall we? So my total time was 25 minutes and 38 seconds, totaling 2,156 draws. My average total draws per minute was 84.11, or 1.40 draws per second. But then this got me thinking, what would happen if we were to use these averages and put them into a 40 card deck with only 1 of each piece of Exodia? So the chance of pulling off such a feat would be 1 in 658,008 draws. If we take that and divide that by my average hands per minute, which is 84.11, that is going to total up to 7,823.18 minutes. Then if we want to get really technical, if we divide that by 60, and then to convert that into hours, that would be 130.39 hours. And then get even more technical, you can convert that into days, which would be 5.43. So using that in order to successfully FTK an opponent with a one of each piece of Exodia 40 card deck, it would take you consecutively 5 days of drawing. So with that in mind, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section, smash that like button, and of course smash that subscribe button as well to stay up to date with all my latest videos. My social media links can be found in the description down below, and as always, have a fantastic day because you're awesome. So stay humble. Peace.